Separating toilets are all the rage in van camping today. A lot of people talking about it, but there aren't that many separating toilets small enough to fit in a relatively small camping van like hybrid Sienna. So if you look at this is the most important functional part. So essentially it's for number 2 and number 1. And as an individual sits looking forward, it allows to separate urine from fecal matter. By separating solid matter from liquid will allow us to dispose it very easily with minimal addition of moisture absorbing materials, as well as urine simply could be brought to a restroom and disposed there appropriately without any kind of mess. Separating toilet is a great idea. I tried to buy already an existing toilet, and there are a number of them sold on Amazon, but I found that they are all very large and wouldn't fit in our van in the space which I have in my aluminum rig. Then I found this kit, which consists of these 3 pieces. So essentially, this is the container for urine, this is container for fecal matter, and the way it works, they will be in the box. So I'm going to build a box to make this contraption work, so it's not resting necessarily on top of it, but somewhat at that distance. I have about 100 inches of extruded aluminum left, and by my calculations, looks like it's going to be just enough to build a box, which I will install to my existing frame. Let's go ahead and do this project, and we'll see how it works. I will be talking about a separating toilet, which I've created from 80/20 aluminum extrusions, and the parts which actually the heart of the separating toilet. Maybe let's start with that. Essentially, this is a plastic mold which consists of 2 parts, keep urine and fecal matter separately, which greatly reduces smell which produced as a result of mixing both urine and fecal matter. Apparently there is some chemistry going on, and that stuff much smellier than just urine separately or fecal matter separately. So placed aside, I actually used an aftermarket collection bucket, which is slightly smaller than the one which came with the kit. A disposable plastic bag, we have a large number of them brought with us if needed. It's placed inside. This frame is built from Series 15 aluminum. This is an extremely rigid system. It's still relatively light. It's as small as it can get. And what I've done, as you recall in Sienna, the rear floor where the seats fold is not flat. It's sort of a strange curved surface which molds to the shape of the seats. However, it's virtually impossible to put anything on this floor without leveling it first. As you recall, I used to level that part with this HDPE panel, which was positioned such that it gave us a flat floor, but it took some of the space, some of the vertical space away. And I said it would be much better to just simply install a foot here, which allows to level that separating toilet. And you can see that, essentially I cut it already to dimension, it fits. The matter is, okay, how do we attach it to the frame? In order to access both urine and number 2 container, this element needs to come off. This is the only door. I've already attached 4 permanent magnets here. This is put on some type of supporting frame. So this is glued or affixed in some manner to a supporting frame. So what supporting frame do I use? This is actually cut from HDPE panel, which I used to use on the floor to level the floor in the van. Now it serves a different purpose, 1/2 inch thick, so it provides perfect support. As you could see, I already cut here grooves for the magnets and for the elements. I also roughened up the surface of HDPE material because HDPE is highly non-adhesive surface. It's a highly hydrophobic, and it's very difficult to glue. Based on my research, I found that the best way to glue it is with industrial strength epoxy, which hopefully will put these two parts together. To ensure further that it works, I also somewhat lightly sand it on the side of the separating toilet panel. So these pockets accommodate iron discs, which are ferromagnetic, and as you could see, they snapped in place. Place them in this direction. Also, as I will show you later, I could take the separating toilet top and position it facing towards outside of the van. The front is facing the back of the van. That will allow to simply open the toilet and sit down with the gate lifted when you are in secure setting and nobody sees you. For example, you're in the wilderness or you're protected by the bushes. And I will talk about also some privacy issues related to how we solve them when we actually are on the road or in public places even. So that will serve as a sort of pockets which latch in to the permanent magnets. And then in order to make it magnetically work, see, I pre-drilled it to such depths that these discs, which came with permanent magnet set, fit perfectly, and it locks securely but relatively lightly. So it's very easy to lift it, turn it around when necessary. But in order to provide for a magnetic hold of the separating toilet cover, I come up with the idea that I will place it also side of this pocket which I built for another permanent magnet. So this way, anything ferromagnetic will get attached here on the surface. Of course, this will be flippable cover for the separating toilet. So that's what that magnet is for. And both surfaces are roughened up and I'm ready to glue them together. With the new separating toilet installed, let me quickly demonstrate two ways we use our toilet on the road when camping. First, when making quick stop on the side of the road, we can step inside the third row seat well, close the rear gate, and have full privacy for sitting down on the toilet. My size 11 shoes fit tightly, but placing feet to the sides of the toilet achieves comfort. When we have a private setting at a campsite, we can rotate the toilet seat and containers inside and use the toilet facing outside with the rear gate open. For additional privacy when needed, we use a shower curtain with attached magnets to quickly set up a makeshift curtain over the rear gate area. We also plan to keep the curtain on the gate while at the camp to change clothes and to keep the bugs away from the interior. I tested this curtain in strong wind and it held on without problems. You are watching the third episode of Hybrid Sienna Camping Rig 3.0 series. Please watch episodes 1 and 2 about new microwave and water pump inside our van by following links in the description of this video. Putting the curtain on and taking it off takes just seconds. Let me know what you think about the new additions to our aluminum rig. Happy camping! Cheers!